Three, two. Some of us consider this season the most wonderful time of the year, and that means that the cold and snow is upon us. Though while most of us like to stay indoors and like the warmth, some of us take our talents outside and hit the slopes. The sight of those cruising down a hill is a memory we can all cherish. Since the first days of recreational skiing in the mid-1800s, millions of people have enjoyed skiing and snowboarding across the world, though these two winter sports haven't existed without evolution. The first rope tow, a mechanism to bring riders uphill, was created in 1910. It was soon followed by the chairlift a quarter century later. By the 1950s, snowmaking machines were invented. The introduction of man-made snow changed the dynamic of winter sports forever. The wet bulb temperature, or the temperature of air if it was cooled to saturation, must be below 27.5 degrees Fahrenheit to make snow using most conventional snowmaking machines. If the air is dry enough, the actual temperature can be above freezing while the wet bulb temperature remains below that threshold. With that in mind, resorts in lower latitudes can now create a reasonable skiing season, and those already in business could extend their season and drive in more skiers. Though for anyone who has gotten to know a mountain well enough, they can easily tell the difference between natural and man-made snow. Natural snow starts as a tiny ice crystal in a cloud. As it falls through the air, it slowly forms into a snowflake. Human-made snow's cycle is much quicker. Droplets of water flash freeze into tiny spherical balls of ice. It may look like real snow to the naked eye on a ski run, but the man-made product is much harder and icier. That comes with both benefits and drawbacks. For those with a need for speed, the slicker surface of a man-made slope is the best choice, which is why the past 3 Winter Olympic Games have featured artificial snow. Though this is optimal for professionals, many recreational skiers and snowboarders recommend softer natural snow, as there is a higher risk for injury if one falls on the tougher man-made surface. There are environmental concerns, though. The intake and release of water from large man-made reservoirs is the biggest burden. Snowmaking machines generally require between 300,000 and 400,000 gallons of water per acre of slope, depending on the amount of snow depth. A significant amount of this water is lost due to evaporation and is not returned to the water table. Though the actual cost varies based on resort size, snowmaking accounts for about 50% of a given resort's energy costs. Heading into the future, however, snowmaking may become the norm when it comes to winter sports. According to Climate Central, the 5 places where winters have warmed the most are all northern and cold locations. Burlington, Vermont takes the cake as the city with the highest winter warming, a total of 7 degrees Fahrenheit since 1970. Other cities such as Minneapolis, Milwaukee, and Concord, New Hampshire have heated up by over 5.5 degrees Fahrenheit. The warming climate has also accounted for shortened seasons across the country. Several locations in the Midwest were unable to complete their seasons last winter due to an unusually mild season. Here in Pennsylvania, resorts that have opened earlier in the fall in past years are now trending closer and closer to the new year. From Camelback to Tussie to Seven Springs, Pennsylvania's winter sports hubs have each begun their seasons a bit late off the jump. However, with the cold season now well underway, we'll just have to wait and see how Old Man Winter treats the Commonwealth. For Weather World, I'm Gavin Sandel.